Let us contemplate on the nature of bliss today. Bliss or happiness is a commodity with a large market today. Everybody in the world wants to sell you bliss or happiness. All advertisements, all marketing, all TV commercials are only trying to sell you the concept of happiness. Buy this, you'll be happy. Buy that land, you'll be happy. Buy this car, you'll be happy. Buy this mobile phone, you'll be happy. So, really, happiness seems to be the most a commodity which is most in demand in the world. Everybody does something or the other for the sake of happiness. People live for happiness. People try for happiness. People work for happiness. Happiness is the real motivation for people to live. What is this happiness? Why people seek happiness? When you're happy, somehow your boundaries melt. You seem to be boundless. You seem to be unlimited. So you want to go back to that experience again and again. But Upanishads tell that your true nature is happiness. Your true nature is bliss, ananda. Ananda comes from the word ananta, means infinite. Your nature is bliss only. Your nature is ananda only. Then why are you seeking happiness? Because you're missing it somewhere. Your true nature is Brahman, called Sat Chit Ananda, Satchidananda. Sat means truth. Chit means consciousness. Ananda means bliss. That's your true nature. Now, because you have forgotten your true nature, we are missing that bliss. We are missing that happiness. In reality, you are Shiva, pure consciousness. It is Satchidananda. But you have become Jiva. Jiva, it constantly seeks happiness, constantly searching for the bliss. While your true nature is Shiva, Sat Chit Ananda, the nature of Shiva is Sattvam, which is Sattva Ghoram, Ghoram is fearful, Rajoguna, and Jadam, which is Tamoguna. Sattva Guna, Rajoguna, Tamoguna. Together is Jiva. When I get something, the mind which is full of Rajoguna constantly craves for an object. When you crave for an object, the happiness disappears. When you get that object, the mind becomes temporarily silent. In that temporary silence, the mind merges with the self, Atma, whose nature is Sat Chit Ananda, bliss. And the bliss is experienced by the mind momentarily because the mind has become silent. Only in silence you can experience the bliss, not otherwise. But when it comes out of the bliss, silence, mind starts thinking that I got happiness because of the object. It wrongly associates happiness with the objects of the world. In reality, happiness is coming from the Atma, Brahma, or Self. It's nowhere else. So it's the mind which misleads you. A outwardly directed mind is missing the bliss of the self. That experience you have every day. When you go to deep sleep, the mind is silent. There are no thoughts in the mind. Then when you wake up, you say, I had a very nice sleep, very wonderful sleep. I had a blissful sleep. So you experience the bliss in deep sleep. The bliss didn't come from anywhere else. It is your own nature. So the bliss is your own nature. Then what is the meaning of bliss? Bliss or ananda means infinity, anantam. Infinite is your nature. That is real bliss. Any association of the body, mind, and intellect makes you feel limited. You miss the bliss. So if I reach Atma, then how do I experience bliss? There's no concept of experiencing bliss because you are bliss itself. You are infinite itself. You are Anandam itself. To get that glimpse of the Ananda, people keep doing a lot of work, happiness, to seek happiness. But in reality, to get that bliss, all that you do is realize yourself. Be silent. That is the real key for bliss. Don't confuse bliss with the elation of the mind. When the mind is silent, what is there is bliss. The mind recollects that silence period as happiness. It's only memory, recollection. So what is meaning of bliss? Bliss is to be free from any objects of the world. To be free from any identification with the body, mind, and intellect is bliss. Who is the experience there? There's nobody experiencer. The self is the bliss. You are of the nature of bliss, ultimate bliss. So somebody says, I did a meditation. I had bliss. I was very blissful. So that means there is an experiencer. So that means the mind has not yet become silent. So you have to still go further and become bliss itself. Clear?